Welcome to Basically Sci-Fi, the short story podcast with stories you can basically call sci-fi. I'm Adam.
I'm Jared.
And I'm Todd. 5 seconds. Can you guys hear the construction happening near me?
No.
Okay.
No.
There's like a drilling or sawing sound or something. It's been going nonstop. It's not showing up in Audacity. It's probably there. It's just not vibrating.
What I think you mean is that we have free Foley work going on in the background of your sound. We can cut that.
Foley?
Yeah, Foley. Foley is the when someone walks down the street and on the TV show and they got the sound for their feet, like,
Oh.
that's Foley.
Oh,
They got to make those sounds like separately because they only record audio in those. They only record fucking what's it called? Voice. They only record voice lines with the microphones. So if you didn't have Foley artists, you just have a fucking silent movie, people talking and then like moving with no noise. And that would be like not good. So they add in all those discrete sounds. There's a dude whose whole job is to just sit there and make those noises.
Well,
after the fact, he watches a recording. He watches the recording and he sits there.
It needs to be done every time. I don't think they need to record a footstep for every footstep that's taken.
No, they do.
But okay.
Yeah, they don't record diegetic footsteps.
Yes, they absolutely do.
They absolutely don't. I've worked on commercial sets for TV commercial, and we do not. There's a dude who does that.
But like,
I also studied this. This is one of the only few things that I am like actually qualified to talk about. I studied at university.
I'm just saying, wouldn't you have like a stock footstep sound and then just use that? Like, why would you need to?
That'd be so much harder to sit there and like fiddle with that in the editing like software. You have a microphone and you have a table full of content.
Footsteps are only really necessary during like certain scenes or whatever. It's like you can just play background noises most of the time.
You would think that, but go and watch a movie and then don't listen to people talking and just listen to everything happening around them. Like, don't focus on them talking, and
try.
Because it's such a like a natural thing. Like, of course there's footsteps, so you don't listen to them. But if they weren't there, you'd be like, what the fuck, are they floating? Like it's one of those things
that usual like general crowd sound of in the background, people going and then like city sounds in a city scene, and in the woods there would be leaf crunching sound, but
basically every shot inside of a building where there's not a crowd. Right. But yeah, there's a guy who just sits there and, he's got some shoes on the table and he just makes a little pitter-patter noise for every time that, it's unique for every shot. Being a Foley artist is a hard job to get, but probably one of the cooler jobs in the movie-making industry. Because they come up with, like, for example, the blaster noises in Star Wars.
Yeah.
They have to, like, invent, like, all right, how am I going to make this noise?
Yeah. No, so so like a sound effects guy, sure, I get, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Foley.
Yeah, okay. I learned a word.
Yep. The answer is you take a slinky and you string it to the ceiling and you don't let it touch the ground and you tap it, and that's what makes the blaster noise for Star Wars. If anyone at home wants to annoy their parents.
Here has a picture of it.
I've heard that the lightsaber noise was an eraser on glass, but I tried that and that didn't. I tried that on my own and that didn't really work out.
Well, it was just a dude going wow.
Wow. Well, I mean, you could use your mouth sounds, I guess. Anyway, what's going on in your neck of the woods this week?
Fine and dandy.
Fine and dandy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine and dandy.
What's new with you guys? Anything exciting happening in your corner of the world?
Oh man, wrong question to ask in these times. Like
what?
I mean, that's our job, too. We go to work and we ask people, hey, how are you? Let's have mundane conversations and try to get someone who doesn't just, either say, I am doing nothing every day, or immediately break into tears.
Oh, yeah. Oh, most people are like, I'm like, you have any good news? And they're like, nothing. I'm like, how can you go a whole week without just doing nothing? That's impossible.
Yeah.
You just stare at a blank wall for a fucking whitewashed wall for every moment of your existence?
Well, not counting right now, but how often out about in your day and your life do you say hey to someone and they say hey and they go, what's up? And you go, nothing. And then you both go, okay, well, I guess silence is better.
Yeah, that's because small talk is stupid.
But humans hate silence.
No, Americans hate silence. Humans are perfectly fine with silence.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to argue that since we're all American.
We are all American.
Yeah.
I'm all American.
Like a hot dog.
Red meat for guts.
I've got a gun right here.
I got a gun. Oh no, in these times.
No, I definitely don't have a gun.
Yeah.
You keep referencing these times. What is happening? I haven't looked at the news in a whole week.
Isn't Japan in a state of emergency right now?
Is it?
Yeah, still.
Yeah, preceding the... It's basically to keep people away from the Olympics.
Why don't they just
from
cancel
what I
the
understand.
Olympics? Oh.
Yeah.
Because they tried that last year and it just came back. It's like herpes.
The Olympics is like a virus. It just keeps coming back.
So, my wife was going to work at the Olympics, and she was going to get paid extra for being English-speaking staff, right? Bilingual staff.
Nice. But then she quit.
But then she quit because she didn't think the Olympics should be happening, right? But now I heard that there's not even going to be any spectators at all.
Yeah.
How awkward is that going to be for the fucking athletes?
Yeah.
Without the spectators, it's just a bunch of dudes running real fast around a circle. What's the point of sports?
But for Olympic sports, most of them are just that when they're not involved with the Olympics. So, like track and field, nobody goes to watch track and field in their off time.
Track and field's like a hobby. It's not really a sport.
I mean, you either didn't play any sports in school, or you played one of the popular sports, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except you, who played tennis. Yeah,
as a tennis player, I know nobody comes to see that. Nobody gives a flying frick.
I guess except other tennis players, right?
Who are on the team?
Who are just waiting for their turn to play, yeah.
Yeah.
They are obliged to watch, yes.
Yeah.
Do sports really happen if there's no one there to watch them? I think that's the question here.
Because the athletes participating are there to observe it.
But they don't count. We just established they don't count. They're waiting for their turn.
That's true.
No, we established that tennis players don't count.
That is also... Okay. Yeah. I should have played a real sport, like
golf.
Like golf.
Like theater.
Like theater. Oh, I did do that too.
The theater is a fucking sport. That's just wild.
Yeah, it's hectic.
I took the old lady to go see the Broadway production of Aladdin here in Japan. For her birthday. Because she loves theater, musical theater specifically, and she hadn't been in years.
I fucking hate musical theater so much.
Really?
I spent so much time working on musical theater. I fucking hate it. It's also
that's called a bias.
Garbage.
I also like
it.
Well,
yeah.
But if you do like magic and bullshit, then the Aladdin one is nuts. They do a bunch of things on stage, and Disney sponsored this episode, by the way. But yeah, they do a bunch of magic on stage, and like shit appears and disappears, man. And I was like, wow, I am entertained.
It's all very simple sleight of hand. You can see it in most Broadway shows. But like I said, musical theater is trash. You gotta watch real theater, like
opera?
Stage dramas. No, nothing musical. Opera is just a musical you can't understand because it's in Italian.
Wow. Spitting straight facts.
Yeah. I know my theater. I've spent a lot of time working in theater. I got my degree in college in it.
Yeah.
And
ooh. Isn't theater like a sliding scale of like either all talking or all singing?
No.
Well,
there's in between.
Yeah, that's a sliding scale.
Musicals aren't all singing. There are scenes to set up the next song. But that's why it's so intensely boring, is because, to me, personally, this is all my opinion. Obviously, more people prefer musical theater to a stage drama or comedy, but no, there's some variation there. There are some musicals that don't have as many songs, and they're usually not considered musicals, but
like Cats.
I don't understand why people enjoy that show at all.
I don't get it.
Never met anyone who does.
I watched some dude explain it for like an hour on YouTube, and it was like, the musical literally has no point. There's no point to it. There's no main character. It's just everyone.
Nope.
There's like 50 characters, and each one gets a song about how they want to be the cat, the big cat, and then that's it. And then it ends, and then like one of the cats dies.
And then one guy rum-tum tugs himself off at the end. You know.
He tugs himself off.
One of the characters' name is Rum-Tum Tugger. And I never failed to make that exact same joke to anyone who brings up cats.
Yeah. I mean, like, and when you're talking about like writing, and I took the writing 101 classes, they're all like, for your first play, your first screenplay, your first whatever, don't try to have an ensemble cast, try to have a main character, and so Cats breaks the rules of everything that I learned in 101. It's like, okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, it likely wasn't his first stage play he wrote.
Exactly.
I'm
just saying that for people to appreciate it, it's not your standard fare that can be appreciated like everything else.
And I think that's part of what made it popular, was that it's slightly different to every single other Broadway play going on. Yeah. So
there's like that one banging song in the middle, Memories, right? And then like it gets referenced later at the end of the thing.
I haven't seen that show in 20 years.
I think it's like the two high points of the thing, if I remember right. Well, a friend of mine recently watched the movie, and he said it was hot trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's widely agreed upon. The bad CG and lackluster performances.
Well, again, it's that thing where, you hear comedians say that they like Norm Macdonald, and he's like a comedian's favorite comedian, but everyone hates him. And then Cats is like an artist's favorite musical, but then everyone else hates it. So like trying to make a big budget movie that appeals to everyone on a thing that everyone hates, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, and ensemble shows have their place. Like there are good ensemble shows, but
I'm gonna work this around to the end where we're then going, you know what? Cats isn't that bad. We're
No,
almost there.
I'm never ever going to say that. I'm saying that ensemble shows have their place, but Cats is a terrible ensemble show.
Look, Cats was made before the internet could just be Cats.
It was made before the internet. Like if Cats was made now, it would be like memed into dust. Or maybe the memes would make it more popular. I have no idea.
I suspect memes have very little to do with what's popular on Broadway.
Everyone looks at memes. Right?
Yeah.
Even my grandma looks at memes.
Join us in Discord, where
you can watch a GIF of Thundercats repeat for 30 minutes.
You just had that on in front of your face the whole time?
Sorry, we're talking about cats, and I'm looking at this GIF of Lionel and this fucking sword. I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, oh. All right. Speaking of cats, who's ready to hear a story about a lackluster?
If you put Audacity in the foreground in front of Discord, it won't cycle the GIF. Or you can just minimize Discord.
Why would I do that when I could just watch Lionel? I know I'm supposed to be here entertaining the listeners, but
generally another.
But really, why aren't you just watching Thundercats right now? You need to reconsider your life.
Anyway, speaking of lackluster performances, are you guys ready to hear my story?
Yeah. Good luck editing that one down.
Hey.
If you want, I can talk more about theater.
Yeah.
Well, no, that was a golden vein of gold.
Just vitriol and hate for me,
Yeah.
Gold.
Hey, it's better than me talking about the hamster keeping me awake this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the only topic I have. I didn't get much sleep. True. I got 5 hours of sleep. The hamster.
You could write a musical about your hamster keeping you awake.
Oh my god! Actually, no. I could write a musical about the hamster, like in his cage, like sitting there, like making a diary, like day 159. The master won't let me out, no matter how much I rattle my cage, or whatever. I have no idea.
Cheek rations dwindle.
And the movie version of this hamster can have a CG vagina.
But I'll have to blur it out in Japan. Where is the start for this story?
Oh, yeah, let me get my notes out so I can...
Ooh, page 87 of 99. Guys, I'm getting there.
Dude.
We're getting up there.
But is there a limit?
No.
Oh, you're saying that 87 starts and then it's 12 pages long.
He's talking about page 100, right?
What's on page 100? Is that a thing?
I don't know. It's not there yet. You said to 899.
Yeah,
I assume that's what you meant when you said almost there.
Yeah, almost there. Page 88 of 99. My story's 11 pages today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
Very good to know.
Let me bring up notes for Adam's story. All right, so last time we had Orange Dust, Mac, Freddy the Freckian, and a Mega Slum.
Yeah. Of course, we all remember that Freddy went into space.
Yeah.
Got fingered.
Twin.
Freddy got fingered? Is that...
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
What is that?
It's a movie. It's a Seth... what's his name?
Seth Meyers?
Something Green.
Something Green.
Seth MacFarlane.
Was it Seth Green?
No.
Seth Green.
What the fuck was his name?
Mr. Green.
Now I have to look this up. It's gonna piss me off.
Okay, hang on. I mean, I'll edit this down later.
Check out our Discord for Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Daddy, my father would like some sausage.
My daddy was a sausage.
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
The green son.
Canadian comedian who for some reason somebody let him make a movie and it was called Freddy Got Fingered.
That can't be real.
And in it, a guy named Freddy did indeed get fingered.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it since it was brand new, but
right.
I doubt I saw it in theaters, but I saw it at someone's house with less responsible parents than mine.
Yeah.
4.6 out of 10 IMDb.
Oh, yeah.
11% Rotten Tomatoes, 2.8 out of 5 for Amazon. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Not even Adam's interested in reading.
Critic aggregators are never going to be kind to that movie, which
Rip Torn
admittedly wasn't good, but it wasn't that
Jim
bad.
Brody.
It was Rip Torn's last movie.
Yep.
Wait, is Rip Torn the name of the character or the fucking guy's name?
No, one of the actors. He's an older actor.
That can't be a real name.
An old actor. Yep.
Well,
I assume it's a stage name.
Yeah, but that is his name.
Jesus.
Okay, don't just Google fingered. That's not going to help you.
That's going to get you my story.
All right, here we go. Science.
Fiction.
Action. A dozen jumps later, Freddy had made it. He'd gotten close. Oh, fucking hell. Freddy got fingered. Freddy is the name of my character. Oh, I won't stop thinking about that.
I did it immediately, too. As soon as you said Freddy, I started laughing. My mic didn't pick it up on Discord, but it did on Audacity. Oh, Jesus.
Just a second. Okay. Ooh, here we go. A dozen jumps later, Freddy made it. He'd gotten as close to the star system as possible. Even the nearest jump buoy was several dozen stellar units away from this system. He'd had to drive the rest of the way there. It took a whole week. What a backwater, Freddy thought. Either he's found himself the home of some secret trillionaires sequestering their fortune away from tax collectors, or maybe some new species of spacefaring intelligences as of yet undiscovered. Flying through a huge mass of churning comets and asteroids hurtling around the rim of its gravity well, he made his way down to a small, pale blue dot orbiting a mild yellow star. Whoever lives here has got it easy, that's for sure, he said to himself, admiring the lack of multiple stars or the abundance of water on the planet visible from orbit. He turned on the auto-landing function, and the ship let itself down. Descending through the atmosphere, the shiny metal exterior of the egg-shaped ship turned red hot. The clouds parted beneath it as it came closer and closer to the ground, revealing a patchwork of agricultural squares, small patches of forest, winding streets with buildings. The ship's scan found a suitable location to land. There was a large patch of pavement next to a big building. It seemed absolutely choice, so it brought itself down right there. The parking lot was mostly empty of people, but positively full of parked cars. The ship came to a stop 2 meters from the ground as the repulsors kicked in. A sudden force cleared a space beneath the ship, blowing a handful of cars out from under it. The legs and boarding ramp lowered down from the ship to reach the earth. Freddy looked himself over in the mirror. Nudity was kosher on his home planet, but he knew from the galactic net that was not the case on most. He'd put on a blue jumpsuit made of cheap elasto fabric, which stretched and deformed to fit its wearer. Basically, one size fits most.
Ugh.
It rode up something in the crack, though, so Freddy would have to put up with it. It was just a short trip. How many people could there be out there anyway? He powered up his Omnicom he'd found in the ship's storage and brought up the buyer's profile again. A man named Mac Tullis, 210 Rollings Street. A honking noise interrupted Freddy's train of thought. A car was honking its horn at him as he descended the ramp. It was a big car compared to Freddy, but it seemed most things around him were pretty big. A creature with a great bright pink face was halfway out of the window on the driver's side. Hey, asshole! You can't take up 3 spaces, and one of them's the handicap zone. The pink thing yelled. It had a short haircut and a white polo shirt on. A large, gaudy watch glinted in the sunlight. It wailed in the horn a few times more, drawing attention from people around. At least they speak common, Freddy thought, as he walked over to the creature's car.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir. That's my noise. That's not Freddy's noise. Hang on.
Okay.
What does Freddy sound like again? I have a note here written for his voice. Here we go.
I don't know. I feel like you could add that in at the end of just about every sentence, and I'd be like, yeah, that's Freddy.
That's what Freddy does. That's the noise he makes when he talks. No, that would be insufferable. I'm sorry, sir, is what he started to say before he was cut off by the man. Where's your parents, kid? He said, the angry expression softening as he addressed Freddy. I beg your pardon, sir. Well, it's nice that you and the family are so enthusiastic about the convention this year. Your costume is out of sight, by the way. It's just that you can't really take up 3 parking spots with your prop. It does look nice, though, the man said. Costume? Freddy said, incredulous. He looked over at the big building. There were crowds of people funneling into orderly lines to enter the building. A lot of them were wearing some kind of aluminum foil or something, and paper mache, and some of them were painted, and... What is this? There was a big sign over the door, but Freddy couldn't read it. They spoke common, but he didn't recognize the characters they used in its writing. Oh, I see. Yes, sir. I'll find my father. Just you wait here, okay? Oh, you can bet I'll be waiting. I want that handicap spot, the man said. Oh, I see. So you're handicapped. The man gave him a severe look. No! Oh, I see. Well, later, Freddy said, waddling off towards the convention center. He couldn't get this done without Kronk. He couldn't make heads or tails of any of the writing around here, and he needed directions. And Freddy also knew that big buildings have choice loot inside. The lines looked real long, though. They wound down the sidewalk and around the building for 100 meters or more. It must be an hour-long wait at least. Freddy had no time for that, so he simply walked up to the entrance to the building. Just as he made to cut in front of everyone, a man in a uniform with a blue lanyard stopped him. Whoa there, little buddy, the man said, crouching down to get eye level with Freddy. That's a real nice costume you got there. Where are your parents? Well, mister, they're inside, Freddy said, trying his best to sound like a child. My father wanted me to retrieve this, he said, pulling out Kronk's memory stick from his bag. Just a second, little guy. I'll find your dad, the man said, standing, and looked at this small black box he had in his hand. Fucking thing, how do you... Channel 4, set, While he fiddled with it, Freddy walked right past him and disappeared into the crowds. Freddy found a map of the building affixed to the wall right out in the open, where anyone could see it. What a strange planet this was. You couldn't make heads or tails of their script. It was terrible. It looked like there was a meeting space at the center of the complex, so he headed off in that direction. So many of these creatures wore strange costumes. They crowded his path. What was this planet? Freddy was small, so he could just scoot by, weaving in and around their legs. Lines were no match for him. The path he took ended him up in front of a robotics demo of the Hisashi Corpse. There was a big chrome robot standing next to a man in a suit with sweat stains and greased hair. The robot next to him was nearly the same shape as these humanoids. Building something in your own image. How crude. Where's your imagination?
What does Kronk look like?
Kronk? Oh,
yeah. Kronk
was just a robot. Just your, garden variety robot.
No, but my imagination made him look like a little metal Freddy.
Oh, hang on, let me scroll back up. I'm pretty sure he was hug-sized or hug-shaped.
Hug?
He didn't have legs. He had arms. He floated. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He did not have a face, I don't think. Or maybe Kronk painted the face on.
Okay.
Anyway.
My bad.
Dear listeners, you can listen again. Give my video a second listen through, yeah? Hey, that's a nice costume you got there, someone said to him. He looked up, and it was a woman wearing an elaborate costume. It looked like body armor with one hand being encased in a cannon. It's really unsettling how your eyes look so dead. You should have used a clear nail polish for the final coat. Thanks, lady. You know that your cannon on your arm is real impractical, Freddy said. You don't recognize my character? The woman exclaimed. Freddy had no idea. Kids these days got no culture, she said, walking away. Freddy proceeded to squirm his way between people's legs, making his way up to the front of the stage. These people really seemed really wowed by this robot. He made his way around to the side of the stage and waited, in the shadows. The guy on stage went through a spiel and the robot did a little dance, and then they walked off stage a good 20 minutes later. Freddy was ready. As soon as they were out of sight of the crowd, the man started talking on a small communicator he held in his hand. The robot idled nearby, standing in a line of several other robots that all looked the same. So Freddy crept over real quiet-like. Using his Omnicom, he fabricated a little cord to connect the robot and the memory link. With a whiz-bam-pow, the lights that represented the robot's eyes came to life. Its posture straightened up, and it looked down at Freddy. Was my death sufficiently dramatic, sir? Kronk, you bucket of bolts. You know how hard it was to do anything on my own? Everyone here thinks I'm a child. But now we're cooking with chicken oil. Chicken, database query, record found. No, Freddy said. Come on. We've got to go find someone named Mac Tullis. Affirmative, sir. And they snuck out the service entrance hang on, let me do that again. And they hang on. And they snuck out the service entrance with little trouble. Sorry, I'm laughing because I read ahead. Oh.
Okay. God. Expectations built.
No, don't build any expectations. Mac was suffering. He had a love-hate relationship with spicy curry. He loved it all right. It was the only thing he let himself eat besides chicken and cabbage. It was a rare treat, but it hated him. Eating chicken all the time, he'd let his enzymes die in his stomach, you see. Mac cleaned himself up in the shower. On the boards, that was one of those most popular life hacks. You save money on paper, and you were going to use water anyway. When he was done, towel wrapped around his waist, he left the bathroom. His room was dark. That was odd. He didn't remember turning the lights off. Mac, we finally meet, a voice said from beyond his gamer chair. It swiveled around to reveal a small yellow thing in a blue jumpsuit. It had huge dead eyes and gnarled teeth. What the fuck is that? Tune in next time to find out what the fuck is that. That's the end of my story this week.
Okay.
Nice.
It's one of them connecting episodes.
Yeah.
I had a joke about a receding hairline, but I thought I'd save that for next time.
Okay.
Okay.
Kronk has a receding... Not Kronk. Freddy has a receding hairline. Anyway.
Well, okay.
It's established.
That's good. It's relatable.
Yes. It is relatable.
Yeah.
I look at pictures of myself from high school and I think, I guess my forehead is getting bigger.
The woman wearing a Mega Man cosplay?
Something like that.
Wearing a Mega Man cosplay? Or
in my mind, I thought it was Metroid.
An original character. Yeah, that makes more sense for a lady. I didn't even think of old Metroid, the lady.
Old Metroid, the lady.
Yeah.
Wearing a suit.
I don't know what the accent was. I just made it up on the spot. I hope it didn't sound stupid.
Oh, no, that sounds like a convention goer.
Anyway, I tried to do a little bit more description of the environment this time. Of the ship and the man's pink face.
Yeah. I liked that because it gave me the sense that Freddy didn't know what to expect when he got there. He admired the planet. It looked rich with water and resources and comfortable proximity to a star. But and then when he got there, he didn't know what humans looked like. So that was funny.
Yeah. I was definitely expecting the robot on the stage to be a person in a robot suit that he shoved a wire into and pissed off, but it was actually a robot.
I should have done that. Oh,
a surprise.
Oh no. Let me rewrite that. Hang on. Let me rewrite that real quick.
Missed opportunity.
Someone got fingered this episode. It just wasn't Freddy.
Well, especially when you said it was human shaped and it was just all the build up was there, but none of the release. I kind of like that too.
I think I've retconned Freddy's voice to just be Joker because I wrote in he said my father, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna say my father from now on.
I remember this time the whole time thinking that I'm like, oh, he's decided to do the Joker voice for Freddy, and so that was recognizable, which is good. But I don't remember thinking that last time. So
no, I don't think he had a voice last time.
But
I think he just sounded like me last time.
Fair enough.
I thought he had a little something, but I don't remember. It's been a while.
Probably had a little something. It was good because he didn't just sound like Buck, which
yeah.
They all just start to sound like Buck after a while, don't they?
I think because you kind of go into your narrator mode, and so when you have a character that didn't have a voice, it had the same cadence as the narrator. When you were reading the pink-faced, he wasn't driving a truck. He was just driving a regular car.
I don't know. Just a car, the big pink man.
Okay,
everyone's sounding the same as my shtick, not yours.
Yeah. No, I kind of expected him to be Buck because he talks like this and put a lot of weight behind his words. Everything is important as he says it, So I thought that was Buck.
Oh man, imagine if they all met like that. Hey, asshole, get out of the way!
Yeah.
Who you call an asshole? And then that's how they meet.
Yeah. That sounds easy enough and plausible enough.
Yeah.
And then they have a 90-second death battle.
Is that how that YouTube channel does their shit?
Yeah, they just kind of show up and go, "Hey, man, get out of my way," and then they fight, and then end with like, "Shouldn't have gotten in my way."
I definitely know what you were talking about.
It's, I think it's Anime Death Battle or whatever.
Never seen it.
No, just the one called Death Battle.
Oh. Never seen it.
Oh.
It's a bunch of dudes sitting there trying to math their way through, like, Sasuke can produce this much electricity with his little lightning bolt.
Yeah.
But
that's exactly why I've never seen it, because I don't know who Sasuke is.
Well, it's not only anime, but it's the conversations you used to have with your dumb friends going like, "Yo, Hulk could beat Superman." Nuh-uh. And then, they were like, "Let's make that a YouTube channel."
Yeah. Sounds like something I wouldn't be interested in.
Yeah, I'm interested in it once every couple months when they come out with one.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Adam story.
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, I'm here for the death battle thing. Anyway.
It's your episode. You could cut any dumb conversations we have that you want.
Oh, keep them all in.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sad I couldn't get to the. I really wanted to get to the jokes. Light on the jokes this week. I wrote a bunch of jokes, and then they all ended up I had like a starting point for the story, and I had jokes that I knew were going to be near the end. But I was like, this is going to be worth it. And then, just writing the story out, I was like, you know what? It's taking too long to get to these jokes. Tune in next week.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it happens.
Yeah. Oops, no jokes this week. Yeah, thank you guys for listening to my story. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Go to our Vimeo page and our LinkedIn. And, what else we got? Our MySpace.
Good.
And donate us money. And see you on the next one.
Yes, just mail us some cash.
Just mail me some cash, please. I fucking need it.
Mom.
It's tax season.
Laura.
Laura Bush. Yes, Laura Bush,
That's
please.
all our moms.
Oh, Laura's your mom.
No, I'm asking your mom to send me money, too.
See, that's not gonna happen.
No, it isn't.
See, when you said Laura, I thought you meant like Laura Bush. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. That woman. I hadn't thought of her in
definitely listens to
decades.
our podcast.
Oh, yeah. Probably. She's got to do something to take her mind off of her husband.
And Jeb.
And the fact that he still exists.
Jeb. I hope he legally changed his name to include the exclamation point.
What, Jeb, what a mess, Bush?
See you next time.
Yep, see ya.
Bye now.